Hello everybody. Now, the topic for today's video, as you can see, is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States and Morocco. Now, I wanted to show this word for word, guys, because the Moors love to use this to try to prove that supposedly the United States is Morocco. Now, I read through this thing probably at least 6 times now. And again, just before I made this video, just to clarify that, I might have misread this, but after reading it 6 times, and came to the same conclusion. Well, I figured, hell, why not make a video of it? So let's get started, right? Now, as you can see, peace and friendship between Morocco, the Emperor of Morocco, and the United States. Let's see here. To all persons whom presents shall come back and be known, thereas the United States of America in Congress assembled by their commission bearing date the 12th day of May, 1784, thought proper to constitute John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson and their ministers plenipotentiary, giving to them a majority of them full powers to confer, treat, and negotiate with the ambassador, minister, or commissioner of His Majesty the Emperor of Morocco concerning a treaty of anonymity and commerce, to make and receive propositions for such treaty, to conclude and sign the name, transmitting it to the United States in Congress assembled for their final ratification, and by one of their commission bearing date the 11th day of March 1785 did further empower the said these said ministers plenipotentiary, or fuck, my pronunciation of that is horrible, or majority of them, writing under their hands and seals, and appoint such an agent as said business as they might think proper, with authority under the directions and instructions of the said ministers to commerce and prosecute the said negotiations and conferences for the said treaty, provided that the said treaty should not be signed, or be signed by the said ministers, and whereas we, the said John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, 2 of the said ministers plenipotentiary, hopefully I said that right finally, by writing under the hand and seal of the said John Adams at London, October the 5th, 1785, and of the said Thomas Jefferson at Paris, October the 11th of the same year, did appoint Thomas Barclay, agent of the business aforesaid, giving him the powers therein, which is said by the second commission that we are authorized to give, and the said Thomas Barclay, in pursuance of thereof, halt the arranged articles of treaty and anonymity and the commerce between the United States of America and His Majesty the Emperor of Morocco, which articles written in Arabic language, confirmed by His said Majesty the Emperor of Morocco, and sealed with his royal seal, being translated into the language of the said United States of America, together with artisans thereof annexed into the following words to write. In the name of Almighty God, this is a treaty of peace and friendship established between us and the United States of America, which is confirmed, and which we have ordered to be written in this book and sealed with the royal seal at our court of Morocco on the 25th day of the blessed month of Saban. Hopefully I said that right. In the year 1200, trusting in God, it will remain permanent. So there's 25, in a sense, conditions here. 1. We declare both parties have agreed to this treaty consisting of 25 articles that shall be inserted in this book and delivered to the Honorable Thomas Barclay, agent of the United States, now at our court, with those prohibition it has been made, and who is duty authorized on their part to treat with us concerning all matters contained therein. If either of the parties shall be If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation whatever, the party shall take a commission from the enemy, nor fight under their colors. 3. If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation whatever, and take a prize belonging to that nation, and there shall be found on board subjects or effects belonging to either parties, these subjects shall be set at liberty, and the effects returned to the owners. If any goods belonging to any nation with whom either party shall be at war shall be loaded on vessels belonging to either party, they shall pass free and unmolested without any attempt to be made to take or detain them. 4. A signal or pass shall be given to any vessels belonging to both parties, by which they are to be known when met at sea, and if the commander of the ship of war of either party shall have other ships under his convoy, the declaration of the commander shall alone be sufficient to exempt any of them from examination. 5. If either of the parties shall be at war, and be met a vessel at sea belonging to the other, it is agreed that the examination is to be made. It shall be done by sending a boat with 2 or 3 men only, and if any gun shall be fired on and injury done without reason, the offending party shall make good on all damages. 6. If any more shall bring citizens of the United States or their effects to His Majesty, the citizens shall immediately be set at liberty, and the effects restored, and in like manner of any more not a subject of these denominations shall make prize of any of the citizen of America, and their effects bring them into of the ports of His Majesty, they shall be immediately released, as they will be considered under His Majesty's protection. 7. If any vessel of either party shall put into a port of the other, and have occasion for provisions or other supplies, they shall be furnished without any interruption or molestation. 8. If any vessel of the United States shall meet with a disaster at sea, and put into one of our ports for repair, she shall be at liberty to land and reload her cargo without paying duty whatsoever. 9. If any vessel of the United States shall be cast on shore on any part of our coast, she shall remain at the deposition of the owners, and no one shall attempt going near her without her approbation, as she is then considered particularly under our protection. And if any vessel of the United States shall be forced into our ports by the stress of weather or otherwise, she shall not be compelled to land her cargo, but shall remain in tranquility under the commander shall think proper to proceed on his voyage. 10. If any vessel of the parties shall have an engagement with a vessel belonging to any of the Christian powers, within gunshot of the forts of the other, the vessel so engaged shall be defended and protected as much as possible until she is in safety. And if any American vessel shall be cast on shore on the coast of Wadanoon, or any coast thereabout, the people belonging to her shall be protected and assisted until, by the help of God, they shall be sent to their country. 11. If we shall be at war with any Christian power, and any of our vessels sail from ports of the United States, no vessel belonging to the enemy shall follow until 24 hours after departure of our vessels. And the same regulation shall be observed towards the American vessels sailing from our ports, shall their enemies, Moors or Christians. 12. If any ship of war belonging to the United States shall put into any of our ports, she shall not be examined or any pretense whatsoever, even though she should have fugitive slaves on board, nor shall the governor or commander of the place compel them to be brought on shore on any pretext, nor require any payment for them. If a ship of war of either party shall be put into port of the other, shall salute it, and shall be returned from the port with an equal number of guns, not with more or less. 14. The commerce with the United States shall be on the same footing as the commerce with Spain, or as with most favored nation for the time being of the Christians, shall be respected and esteemed to have full liberty to pass and repass our country and seaports whenever they please without interruption. 15. Merchants of both countries shall employ only such interpreters and such other persons to assist them in their business as they shall think proper. No commander of a vessel shall transport his cargo on any board another vessel. He shall not be detained in port longer than he may think proper, and with all persons employed in unloading or unloading goods, or in any other labor whatever, shall be paid at the customary rates, not more, no less. 16. In case of a war between the parties, the prisoners shall not be made slaves, but to be exchanged one for the other, captain for captain, officer for officer, one private man for another. And if there shall prove a deficiency on either side, it shall be made up by the payment of 100 Mexican dollars for each person wanting. And it is agreed that all prisoners shall be exchanged in 12 months from the time of their being taken, and that this exchange may be effected by a merchant or any other persons authorized by either parties. 17. Merchants shall be compelled to buy or sell any kind of goods, but such as they shall think proper, and may buy or sell all sorts of merchandise, but such are prohibited to the other Christian nations. 18. All goods shall be weighed and examined before they are sent on board, and to avoid all detention of vessels, no examination shall afterwards be made unless it shall first be proved that contraband goods have been sent aboard, in which case the persons who took the contraband goods on board shall be punished according to the usage and custom of the country, and no other person shall be injured, nor shall the ship or cargo incur any penalty or damage whatsoever. 19. No vessel shall be detained in port on any pretense whatsoever, nor shall be obliged to take on any board any article without consent from the commander, who shall be at full liberty to agree for the freight of any goods shall be any goods he takes on board. 20. If any citizens of the United States or any persons under their protection shall have any disputes with each other, the consul shall decide between the parties, and whatever the consul shall require any aid or assistance from our government to enforce the decision shall be immediately granted to him. 21. If a citizen of the United States should kill or wound a Moor, or on the law contrary, if a Moor shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country shall take place, and equal justice shall be rendered, the consul assisting the Tyrol, and if any delinquent shall make his escape, the consul shall not be answerable to him in any manner whatsoever. 22. And if an American citizen shall die in our country, and no will shall appear, the consul shall take possession of his effects, and if there shall be no consul, the effects shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust until the party shall appear who has a right to demand them. But if the heir of the person deceased be present, the property shall be delivered to him without interruption. And if a will shall appear, the property shall descend to agreeable to that will, as soon as the consul shall declare the fidelity thereof. 23. The consuls of the United States of America shall reside in any seaport of our denominations that they shall think proper, and they shall be respected and enjoy all the privileges which consuls and any other nation enjoy. And if any citizens of the United States shall contract any debts or engagements, the consul shall not be in any manner accountable for them, unless he shall be given a promise in writing for the payment or fulfilling thereof, without which promise in writing no application to him for any redress shall be made. 24. If any differences shall arise by either party infringing on any articles of this treaty, peace and harmony shall remain notwithstanding in the fullest force until a friendly application is made for an arrangement, and until that application shall be rejected, no appeal shall be made to arms. And if a war shall break out between the parties, 9 months shall be granted to all subjects of both parties to dispose of their effects and retire with their property. And it is further declared that whatever indulgences in trade or otherwise shall be granted to any of the Christian powers, the citizens of the United States shall be equally entitled to them. 25. This treaty shall continue in full force with the help of God for 50 years. We have declared this book into the hands of the before mentioned Thomas Barclay on the first day of the blessed month of Ramadan in the year 1200. I certified that the annex is a true copy translation made by the Isaac Cardoza Nunez, interpreter at Morocco, of the treaty between the Emperor of Morocco and the United States of America. That's the end of it, guys. Now, in case I missed anything there, talking, nowhere in this document does it say that the United States is Morocco, or any type of time limit stating that, with the exception of 25, which basically says this treaty of peace and friendship will last for 50 years, not 30. DTD moment there, guys. Reading this document 6 times says none of what the Moors claim. From my own personal interpretation of it, it is basically saying, hey, we want to do business with each other. Cool, we agree. And list, basically 25 things that'll happen if anything. If our vessels get damaged, we can port there. If any of their vessels get damaged close to the United States, we can port there. That's basically it, guys. If any Moors want to challenge me on this, documents right in front of you guys in this video. Again, I'm coming with facts. So unless you can point out specifically what part of this so-called treaty proves your claims, please do leave a comment down below. I would love to hear under what article, because there's 25 of them, says that the United States is Morocco. So, hope you love this video, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next one.